much for the invitation and for the interest. So I just want to make 3 points. The first is that we have more than almost 40 years experience with immunization and vaccines that have helped us, and science has made lots of progress, and that has helped in this pandemic a lot, because thanks to that, not to cut corners, but to using all the technological advances that we have in the 21st century, we were able to have new vaccines that are tested and that are available. That's the first thing. The second thing is that all the criteria for how to decide whether or not a vaccine is safe and effective has been transparently communicated from the beginning, even before we knew the results. In WHO, we have what we have called the target product profile, that are the characteristics that a vaccine should have for us to consider it safe and effective. And the same happens with the regulatory authorities all around the world. So now the process is ongoing of the thorough review of the evidence, of the data that these companies, these developers are putting together. So we are indeed doing this in a really fast approach, but not cutting corners and not improvising.
So you're saying corners are not being cut, there is no improvisation, and the World Health Organization believes these vaccines are safe for human consumption. But Dr. Syra Madad, in the Netflix series in which you feature, there is a lot of active campaigning from the anti-vaccine lobby. Now, who would have known that that would play itself out in reality as well? And there are people who are watching this broadcast and are wondering, you know, the WHO says that these have been tested, they're satisfied, but there's also a crisis. Who knows what may happen in the long run? Will I deal with long-term side effects? Is it safe? How do you address all those who say, let's wait, let's not jump in to try and get one of the vaccines?
Yeah, so I think it's important to understand there's obviously a whole scientific process that happens behind the scene. And when you're seeing a lot of these vaccines being developed in record time, it's important to first know that a lot of the discovery and exploratory research has been done over the past 17 years, because coronavirus is something that we faced before, the family of coronaviruses with SARS and MERS. But you're seeing, obviously, as my panelist has mentioned, the technology is something that's being utilized. Some of the technology is new, like the mRNA vaccines. But again, this is something that has been explored for cancer therapies and the like. But one of the things I think that's important to understand is the anti-vaccine movement is certainly something to address. And there's a difference between anti-vax and being vaccine hesitant. Some people want to get vaccinated, but they're a little bit hesitant because they don't know what the process is. Others don't want to get the vaccine at all because there's conspiracy theories going around. So it's important to address it from both ends. And I think that the vaccine companies in general have been providing data, and it's a rolling recovery. We're going to see more and more information come out. But I think the end point is quite clear, that a lot of the data that has been collected obviously is on safety, is on efficacy. And you're seeing that transparency is very, very important. You're seeing a number of advisory boards, external advisory boards of experts going through the data, sifting through the data, letting the general public know if it's safe, if it is not safe. The lay person, obviously, if you give them 100 pages of data, they're not going to know what to expect of it. That's why we have experts that are in this field. They're career scientists, and they're telling us this is what to expect. So I feel confident.
But Dr. Madad, you mentioned that mRNA vaccines are being tried out for the first time, and the reality is that this was stuff that used to be written about in medical journals or sci-fi movies or medical fiction movies earlier, now is being tried out at scale across the human population globally for the first time. And therefore, while of course all trials at this time suggest that, in the short term, no serious side effects have been seen, people would have this concern about whether their genes would be altered, what impact this would have on their children. Those are questions to which a lot of experts believe that even medicine doesn't have full answers for. How fair